Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Rolewise podcast, your show where some friends sit around chatting about things related to tabletop RPGs. This week, we actually have a little bit of a treat because one of our viewers was kind enough to set us up a game, invited us to a Zoom meeting, and all three of us got to play while they ran a game for us. And it was probably the most awesome and generous thing that I think I could have ever imagined happening in this scenario. So, first of all, special shout out. We really appreciate it. We got to play The Walking Dead. All of us were playing in the game, and somehow all of us survived, which was good.
Which is rare.
Which is rare for us. And especially since in The Walking Dead, it seems like it should be. It's a game that's of lethal consequences, but we had a fantastic time playing in the game. So we thought this week we would chat a little bit about it because now that we've actually dipped our toes into the Walking Dead universe, kind of got a feel for the game. Just to kind of give our impressions of how it went and talk about our experience and all that stuff, especially since it's pretty rare for all three of us to actually play together. So I thought that's where we'd start. What do you guys think? Shall we get this episode of shambling as I steal your joke?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should shamble on. Just there may wind up being, if you care, and if you're watching this, some spoilers. We're not trying to review the scenario itself, but as we talk about stuff, we may throw in information on accident. So if you don't want, do you know the name of the scenario, Mike? Or is it just it's the starter? We believe it's the starter scenario.
Yeah,
yeah,
it may have been. I mean, it may have been, kind of their own design. I don't know if that was,
okay.
Where that.
Yeah, I don't either.
But it was, but it was good. I mean, it was
very good.
Fun. So,
it uses the Year Zero engine. Is that correct? It's another Year Zero engine game by Freely.
Yep.
Freely,
yeah, yeah. And honestly, I think the first thing that that kind of as you play in the game. So big picture first. The Walking Dead universe is not something I'm super familiar with, so I'm going to defer to these guys for any deep lore and all that stuff. I've watched this season of The Walking Dead, and then we were going to pick it up later again, but then my wife and I never got back to it. Like that's a story of so many TV shows, which is like we like to watch stuff together, but if one of us drops it for any reason, like it's gone. But it plays in my opinion, it plays very much like the Alien game does. It seems like it has like very like styles of play probably that are more tailored to having some sort of campaign style where you actually try to survive for as long as possible. But it also seems like the way we played it is that I wouldn't say that the characters were expendable, but it very much felt like we could just we were playing the character in a very dangerous world where pretty much at any point something could have happened.
I think it's kind of how they approach their horror games, and that's why I felt kind of like the Alien game. Is it's very much a survival. It's more of a survival horror game than you guys are fighting the monster type horror game. Like I mean, essentially, I think the zombies seem pretty easy to kill, but they're not. But that's not the one zombie you have to worry about. It's the horde of zombies, or that sort of thing,
or the noise attracting the attention,
or people. Which it felt very much. Yeah, it felt very much like. It's funny you keep saying deep lore in Walking Dead because there really isn't a whole lot. It's like it's a post-apocalypse zombie thing. There's no. Like most of the lore is about specific characters that happens in the show or the comic book. And so not playing those characters, like basically the background is where you are, there's zombies. If you die, you turn into a zombie if your brain isn't destroyed. Like that's the lore. That's about it. That's the framing device for The Walking Dead. And I think it's that simplicity that makes both the show, the comic, and really the game kind of attractive. And one of the things that I think is neat versus some other zombie games that I've looked at, like there's a zombie game called why can't I remember what it's called? Red Markets, which is a very much more complicated kind of zombie game. It was kind of nice that it was rules light, more narrative sort of zombie game where the zombies are the framing device, not necessarily the point of the story. So which is very Walking Dead, so I felt it did he did a good job framing it as a Walking Dead story and the game really supported that, I think. So
yeah. And Jeff, tell me, what do you think?
I thought the game played very well. I think it's a good setting. You're not in constant danger,
Mm-hmm.
but danger is never more than one loud noise away. The thing that I've always liked about The Walking Dead is that The Walking Dead doesn't refer to the zombies. The Walking Dead refers to the survivors. Which I know it's not a secret anymore, but at one time it was, because I remember when the comics came out and everybody's like, "Oh no, I knew it was a zombie comic by the title." And it's clever in that way, but it's really more about the survivors and how easy, like, you are the dead people walking. You're surviving today, but tonight there probably won't be all of you there, even if you have some sort of a settlement. There's not enough food, and there's not enough doctors, and there's not enough modern conveniences, and people get sick or injured and die, or they get attacked by zombies, and you kill a lot of the zombies, but it doesn't take much for one of the people to go. So there's a level of tension that the game creates, that I think is fun, like just like the Alien game. Like, you're trapped on a ship, and these things are around, and it created the Alien game that we played, created a level of paranoia where you didn't even have to try to have the characters backstabbing each other. We just were doing it. Like, we all had a secret objective, and we were trying to survive, but it would have been okay if maybe there was less people on the ship that we thought might get away.
well, and really, now that I think about it, like the two games definitely, but the two genres sort of share that sort of like, eventually, if you get in enough trouble, it's I'm probably doing something to save everybody else that's not going to save me. Like, sacrifice becomes a theme of the game, and Walking Dead could very easily move in that direction. I did think it was really interesting, although I biffed it and didn't play to mine very much because I missed it. But the secret agendas or secret like motivations, like that was, I think that's perfect for like a Walking Dead thing, because if you watch the show or the comic book, everyone kind of has their own thing that they're kind of going through and they're kind of pointing towards more than just surviving, and it's the thing that keeps them going. And I think those are the secret agendas work really well in The Walking Dead. I think their version of horror games works. That sort of horror game with the Alien and The Walking Dead, they're similar and they work very well in that nature.
Yeah, which was neat, because like the one thing that I felt was different between the two games, especially when we kind of like debriefed at the end to kind of just like when we opened up each other's character sheets and kind of saw the secrets and everything like that. Like, the character sheets didn't, to me, seem like they were as antagonistic as the Alien character sheets were. In Alien, it felt like everyone like, oh, my job is to like get out of here sans everyone else. Or in Brent's case, like, well, I don't need this to go back to Earth, so I guess I'll take one for the team. Thanks, Bio Farm, or whatever. Like, so there were definitely some antagonism that seemed to happen in the Alien game that I don't feel happened in this one as much. I felt like our secrets were interesting secrets in terms of like what they were doing, like how they helped your character inform some of the decisions or the way that they approached the game. But it definitely didn't. It definitely wasn't like, oh, well, Jeff's character's goal is to kill my character, and my goal is to kill Brent and Jeff's character, and make it seem like Ted's character did it. Those kind of things. So I did like that about the secrets, though. That was probably one of
I think that's maybe a product of this scenario, because I could see that happening in a Walking Dead game.
It could.
They could get more direct.
Like I think I immediately think about the like two characters in the show where like Shane's hidden motivation was to, take Rick's wife and child, and like that secret motivation would be directly contradicted on the character. So like I could see that being I could see the game easily going there. I just don't think it did in this scenario.
No,
because survivors a lot of times in Walking Dead are butting heads they're with their own agendas. So I think that's something that would fit very well into the system.
I thought they were just well written for the scenario. Like,
well,
go ahead.
But I was just going to say, but don't mind, even if the secrets themselves don't necessarily make you antagonistic. It's not like we didn't have conflict. As you recall, Jeff did shoot me
on accident.
It was.
You were wrestling the gun away from him
Yeah.
when he shot you. He didn't shoot you in
things,
the head.
things happen. All you had to do is comply, right?
See, but that's my point is that there were definitely, so even though it wasn't necessarily antagonistic, it still created antagonism because
It did.
there were some opportunities for it, but I think that's good though. I think it should be open for interpretation as to how you unravel that narrative. It shouldn't be so like, Jeff, you should kill Mike.
Yeah, I wasn't. Oh, yeah, and like you
should.
I wasn't supposed to kill him. I was supposed to protect two people that he was trying to kill one of.
You totally.
I tried to do that. The threat was there. I felt that I made a very direct threat, but I don't know if had it actually come down to it, if I could have, because we still were all people that lived in the same area that depend on each other for survival. You know what I mean? Like, there's some complexity there, and it gives you options for how you want to play my interpretation. Like, if we'd have swapped characters, my interpretation, the way that I saw it playing out and the way that I played it out, might not have been the way that either one of you played it.
Playing the characters would be totally different. And how you address that secret motivation would be totally different. But there definitely was conflict. They were definitely set up in a way that there was conflict. It necessarily wasn't lethal conflict. It wasn't kill so-and-so wasn't necessarily but wasn't your characters kill so-and-so, but they were just an NPC?
They were an NPC. They were the NPC instigator. So that's obviously
NPC.
Yeah, but your secret motivation was directly kill someone, so it could have been a PC.
Well, maybe. So, but other than that, other than the secret that you have, that's kind of like informs some of the decisions. I did like that you had issues and drives. It's a nice way to kind of like plod your character along. Do you guys feel that helped you play your character when you were doing that, or how did that go for you?
No, I thought it helped. I thought it helped give me a direction. Obviously my character, like I said, was my interpretation of all the information I had, but it was enough information to give me a direction, I thought, and kind of help if I felt, because there was a couple of times where there were situations where I was like, I feel like I should do this, or maybe I could do that, or you know what I mean? And it kind of helped give me a center. I don't know. How'd you feel, Brent?
Yeah, the headspace. It kind of puts you in the character's headspace. Like the description of the character, like for example, my character, I think his name was Rooster. For one, that's a great name. For two, just the description of the character being older and a truck driver and kind of more of wanting to be more just generally peaceful with people, I thought put me in the right headspace to like try and like avoid violence, especially within the party. Like trying to make sure that everyone was okay was like my character's main goal, and I felt like I played to that fairly well. And I feel like this character sheet set that up well.
Nice. Yeah, and it does use the same type of thing too, so that if you're looking at the other characters, you have the anchors, because you have a PC anchor and an NPC anchor, which I thought was kind of a neat approach. I don't think we had NPC anchors on ours. I'm not looking at the character sheet right now, but I think
I had a player character anchor.
Yeah, me too.
You had an NPC anchor, but if we had another player, they would have been a PC. We had one in case one of us died. We did have an extra.
Yeah, because one of us the dust right out of the gate. But that's true. I mean, it definitely feels like your characters are fairly mortal in this. I don't think we actually, personally, I don't think we actually experienced as much danger as you probably could have. I think all the tension that we created in this was in our own minds. We didn't actually mechanically see that. And I was going to comment on that because it's the first time that we've gone into a game that I don't think any of us have actually read the rules prior to playing the game. So, I think that was a good way to kind of experience the story, because we weren't focused, I think, on like, well, what mechanically does everything do? We were kind of guided through the process and everything. And that's a much more rare experience for me at this point.
But we were pretty familiar with the mechanics, though.
Yeah,
I mean, from running Veil's Basin and Aliens, we kind of knew basically what we needed to do mechanically.
We had a basis, but no, we didn't read the.
But we didn't read the rules specifically, or the setting, or anything really from the rule.
I didn't have any idea what this. I didn't know that. I didn't even know there were zombies there until you guys.
Oh, you liar! There's no way. There's no way after 46 seasons and 27 spin-offs, 300,000 comic books that you didn't know there were zombies in it.
Who's the Walkingdead?
Yeah.
Does that have something to do with Christopher Walken?
It's the Wall King. He's the king of the billboards, Mike. King of the billboards.
Is that what's his name's character?
Sorry, outdoor advertisements. I think that's what we call them now.
Oh, geez. Maybe. No, it'd be hard not to know at least of the Walking Dead.
Is that the Boondock Saints guy's character?
Maybe.
Walking Dead.
Oh, geez. But just so you guys know, I did go by a Walking Dead exhibit thing that was happening at one of the Comic Cons that I went downtown for, and they had like a thing set up where it was like an obstacle course that people were trying to get away from dead people. I guess I don't know. It was kind of funny.
The words "thing" and "stuff" and "thing" are very descriptive. Mike, thank you for telling us your story.
We went down and there was a place.
Do you do storytelling like as a hobby or anything?
No.
Maybe you should take it up. That was great. I went to this place.
Good story, Mike.
Things.
It was like
happened.
So
it was fantastic.
It was like an escape room with zombies in it.
Sure. I'm done with this story. We're moving on. I botched the story right out of the game. I might as well just know when to cut my losses. Snip. So about zombie movies. I don't have anything else to say there.
Oh, we want to talk about zombie movies? We can talk about zombie movies.
You guys can talk about zombie movies. I think I haven't watched a lot of zombie stuff lately. Honestly, I think there was a while I watched a little bit, but I never got into the rush like everybody else. I think there was definitely like a tsunami of zombie.
There was. Yeah, like The Walking Dead really like made zombies super hot for like that period of time.
Yeah, 28 days was in there.
Oh yeah, 28 days.
I don't remember the timing, but
28 days and then Dawn of the Dead were like I think the two the Dawn of the Dead remake were like those zombie movies that like really set it off. And they kind of took over for a while.
Maybe I just remember all of a sudden there was like a deluge of zombie stuff and I kind of was like, I'm kind of good on zombies. I did watch I think I watched what was it, Warm Bodies with Nicholas Hoult, I think his name is,
which is barely a zombie movie.
It was kind of a cute zombie movie.
It's zombie romance.
It's cute. But it definitely wasn't like eat your face off zombie movie.
But it's like Warm Bodies and like My Boyfriend's Back are like the rom-com zombie movies that happened. Yeah, I know a lot.
You for making me remember My Boyfriend's Back.
See, the thing is I know zombie movies.
He does.
Brett just has like a meta search and he like filters by zombies and it's just a checklist for him.
I really like that Jeff knew what My Boyfriend's Back is though. That tickles me in a way that I can't describe because that's not a great movie.
My boyfriend
can confirm. Yeah. Go ahead. Google it.
Oh, it's a 1993 film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I think while Mike's looking this up, I think that people being more familiar, like I think that I don't know that The Walking Dead. Well, obviously, if the show hadn't existed, the RPG doesn't exist, right? But I think it being more prevalent, right? Because zombies had almost died out, like before, like Shaun of the Dead and stuff. There's another one that brought back zombies to at least the popular brain space. Like they never died out for other people, but there hadn't been a lot of stuff with zombies for a long time.
And they're starting to fade out again.
Yeah, and they're starting to fade out. Yeah, no, they definitely peaked, and now, but. They do work, whether you have slow zombies or fast zombies, and we did discuss that in the game. And I think we picked fast zombies, but I think we got more medium speed zombies.
Well, Walking Dead zombies, they're
pretty slow,
aren't fast zombies.
No.
And I think here's one of the strengths of the Walking Dead game. I think, and it's sort of like Dungeons and Dragons, where if you took Walking Dead and ran it at a con. And sat down and said, we're playing a Walking Dead game. I think almost everyone will have some idea what that game is going to be like. They might not know the rules or the mechanics, but they're going to be able to visualize what that game is going to be like. And I think that's one of the strengths of the system is like you can just say, "Oh, we're going to play Walking Dead," and people are going to be like, "Oh, I'm familiar with that. Let's do it."
So here's a question for both of you to like get your opinion on this. Is that like when I saw the email from Free League that basically said we've got the Walking Dead and they were like hyping it hard, like to me I was like, is this too late? Like that I don't know. I wouldn't say that the Walking Dead has jumped the shark, but I think it's past its prime.
It hasn't jumped the shark, but it's outlived its viability at this point. Like you can tell. Now that the spin-offs are starting to die off and stuff like that, it's definitely not.
Yeah, there were peaks and valleys, but even in the last seasons of The Walking Dead itself, there was some of the content was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it was.
It's consistently well written, which is one of the things that's nice about the show. But yes, that was my thought too, is that it was too late.
So do you think? So I mean, so it may not ride a wave, but do you think that it's based on your playthrough of it? I mean, it may not have had the peaks that it did. Like, let's say this is season 3 or 4 of The Walking Dead, because I think around there, that was when like everything seemed to have Walking Dead around it, or maybe 2.
Yeah, season 2 and 3.
Well, because the television show was blowing up, the comic was still going. Sorry, Brent.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, I think that was the peak. Like because there was a time, weren't they averaging like 9 or 10 million viewers an episode or something?
During season 5, because I have the internet. During season 5, the season premiere amassed 17.3 million views as an audience.
Wow. Were you one of them?
Like season 5? No, I had checked out like I think according to this, that was still the Terminus season. Like I was still kind of watching it, but I wasn't watching it. Like season 1 through 3, I was really dedicated and made sure to watch it every week. But after season 3, it was like hit and miss for me. Because again, I have my fill of zombies. For me, it's like, yeah, zombies. But the characters are really good. And I think, and what I mean by too late is I was just surprised. Like if it would have come out, if this game would have come out during like just after season 5, like no one would have not had the Walking Dead RPG on their shelf. Like no one. Like it would have been the game that you had to play. Like it would have been, I think it would have been very popular versus now as it's like, it's another revenue stream to like make money off the IP. It feels like.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I will make an argument why people should have it. Like if you want a horror RPG, that you can play every once in a while, I think there's a million different scenarios, and not all of them even have to involve zombies. There's enough threats just trying to like the zombies are always there, but not as the prime. It doesn't have to be a horde of zombies that are smashing down your gates, right? You can be going out for food or fuel, right? Exposing yourselves, or a fire happened and your entire shanty town burnt down. You know what I mean? And now you've got to move and I don't know. There's just a ton of scenarios. I think it's one of those games where people have like an idea of the type of character they want to play. I think there's enough familiarity for most people.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, like you said, the familiarity is like the biggest strength that The Walking Dead has. And I think there's really there's 2 types of zombie RPGs. There's one which is like the zombies are the thing. Like that's what you're playing the game for. You're there to kill zombies, fight zombies, that sort of thing. Like All Flesh Must Be Eaten is an RPG of that in that nature, where it's like you're playing the high school kid. You're the gym high school kid. You have the nerd kid, and you're all trying to get out of the high school and kill zombies. And then there's the ones where the zombies are more of just the thing that's happening. They're not really the driving force. Yeah, like Red Markets is like that, for example. Like it's an economic horror game. It's really more about poor people trying to survive this apocalypse as much as it is about zombies. And then Walking Dead's kind of the same way. It's about people trying to survive, not necessarily the zombies. And I think Walking Dead is a really good example, both mechanically and story-wise, of a game where it's like you're survivors. The zombies are there and they're a problem, but they're not the point, really. The point is people are going to try and come take a shit, or you're going to have a fight with somebody else who's going to try and take a shit. and then zombies are going to be in the way of trying to get your shit back. Like that's kind of what, like that's the simplified premise of what Walking Dead
that's
is.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But I think it's a good thing to point out, because I think that there is probably a lot of games that take on the post-apocalyptic world, and regardless of how you got to post-apocalyptia, like how do you, like, what are the threats, how does the game play and everything like that. And I felt like this played, because I think The Walking Dead, you kind of have a mindset going into it, even if you haven't really seen a lot of it, you kind of know that, you have to be cautious, careful, and and you feel very mortal. Whereas, like, if we go back to our Fallout experience and just kind of like going, when you guys played Fallout, how did that feel by comparison to The Walking Dead, where, you kind of had these more.
Oh, you were 100 times more capable in Fallout than you were in Walking Dead. Like,
Yeah.
I could do things, and well, I was a 10-foot tall super mutant. You're not going to be a 10-foot tall super mutant in Walking Dead.
Not yet, at least.
No. Yeah, Fallout was more of a little bit more power fantasy, even though it's very deadly, right? There's a lot of things that can kill you, and they're all around. Yeah, especially shotguns. Yeah, get a shotgun if you play Fallout. Just trust us.
Kind of to your point, one of the things that I think is really neat that you just made me think of is, like, you can use the Walking Dead system for like a contagion, like a contagion system, like a contagion game where, like, there's no zombies, but there's been a virus and everybody is, there's not very many people left and you need to be a survivor. Like it's a good survivor simulator game, I guess is what I would say. Like you could do
Earthquake.
Yeah, you could use those rules easily for any sort of survivor drama horror game. Like, yeah, you could do
you could do, like, honestly, you could do like Lost, like you crash land on a island, and this is how
that would be a good system. That'd be a good system for that, I think. Yeah.
Wow. So this is, I think, I hate to say this, but unofficially, I feel like we've become, at least me personally, I've become kind of a fanboy of almost anything Free League puts out with the Year Zero stuff, because it's just so well done for each of its systems that obviously I need to go get The Walking Dead on my shelf. And side note, apparently they're having the summer sale right now. Is that right?
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Is that current? I think that's
current. It is. It's through July 1st, isn't it?
Yeah,
going on for a while, and I think it's just like the player books, so like the stuff that has multiple books, but it's still a 50% off entry into a game. Like I think I'm gonna get Symbaroum. I might get the Walking Dead. There's some of their books I've been looking at.
Yeah, so I mean, not to say that this, I mean, obviously this isn't a sponsored video by any means. We just buy their stuff and play it, and we've happened to enjoy what we did. And for having had no experience with Free League's Year Zero engine or anything that they had published until I think just last year when we started Basin. Like Basin was our first foray into their systems, and we've enjoyed them so much because of the type of gameplay that they offer. Now, are they perfect? No, they do have some small issues that we've had to work through each time, but honestly, the type of game that they facilitate has been really fun. And I think that the Walking Dead, as we just discussed, could be flexible enough that you could play all kinds of games that, at least based on our experience, it seems like it could be expanded to play other types of games that don't involve Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'm now that I think about it, I'm really impressed that it could be used to and how easily you could use it to just be any sort of like disaster, like disaster contagion.
Because
you could play Dante's Peak, the role playing game with the
I got that one too, Brent.
I was looking at, because I just pulled
volcanoes for everyone. Volcanoes, just in case everybody.
Yeah, was that Pierce Brosnan?
It was,
yes.
And the last scene is famous because he like walks on the lava or something like that. Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm looking at it, and I mean, like I said, we don't have the full game, so there may be limitations in the full game that prevent us from doing some of these things. But at least the character sheet by itself, as a player, there's nothing that basically is so zombie focused other than the giant Walking Dead.
It's a good way to make. I mean, it's a good way to make humans. Like it's a good way to make human motivated.
Yeah, like regular humans. It's not a tactical combat game, so you don't want to do that with it, right? But for a human survival,
drama
type thing, like where there's, especially like I like this. Okay, I both like and hate the stress mechanic. Like, I like it because it helps you, but
I
then
thought that was fun.
really bad things happen sometimes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, yeah.
But it's not. It's a cool mechanic. It is.
Mhm.
It's a neat mechanic. And Alien had it, and Walking Dead had it, and
Yeah, I like the stress mechanic. I also like the fact that I have little aliens on my little face huggers on my stress dice. I love the starter set. Love it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I like it. And the vase and stuff, and like all of the free league stuff makes me look more forward to getting the Coriolis, the new Coriolis that I
Man,
backed.
Coriolis
oh yeah, you
and
back that.
Electric
Yeah,
State. I
And
mean,
Electric State. Oh man, I'm really looking forward to Electric State. Like Electric State is the game that I hope doesn't disappoint me because I'm looking forward to it so much.
well, so you heard it here first. Brent is going to be horribly disappointed with how I run Electric State on stream.
No, I can't. No, because I'm like Fading Suns was the most disappointing thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh.
So, as far as role playing, so it can't be that bad. It'll at least be fun to play, I think.
Well, we'll
And
make
run.
it. We'll make it fun. We'll do it.
Like I said, that game I'm actually considering like doing some solo roleplay stuff on. So Electric State better be good.
Okay. So I think what this is probably, from our impressions and everything like that, one or more of us will probably pick up the rules, may even go through the summer sale I haven't looked at the pricing or anything like that. So go pick up the actual rules. We may even try a game ourselves at some point. We do have a lot of games on the list to play right now. Apparently we have really dug deep, and we have, so if, in case anybody's worried about our catalog coming up, we have DC 20 and Tales of the Valiant are our most current to play games, because I think we're going to play Tales of the Valiant after the Kickstarter. So that means I have to start reading because it's not a small book.
You are correct. It is not.
So I think I have to get cracking on getting that figured out at some point. But I think so there's a lot of games that we're doing in that high fantasy stuff, but we're also going to be speckling some of these other games in there as well, so we can kind of take a break for ourselves, because we obviously decided we wanted to play more sci-fi modern games at the beginning of the year, and I think so far it's 75-25 fantasy to modern.
I would say we've almost completely failed, frankly.
Yeah, there's a lot of fantasy content out there.
We've done one sci-fi game, and that was not on the stream.
If it helps. Shit, you're right.
Yeah, we didn't broadcast Alien because we had two other people that in the home game that
we did that in the home
don't necessarily
game,
want to do that.
We talked about it, but
no, we have Wild Sea in the queue, which
Mhm.
kind of sort of qualifies. Not it's
Vast Grim at some point. Would like to run on the
Vast Grim would be neat.
We played A State.
We did play A State.
We did play A State. Was over the edge. Was
we did
over
Fallout 2D20.
Oh, we did.
We did Over the Edge, Monster of the Week, Delta Green. Oh, sorry, Delta Green and Monster of the Week were
last year.
Yeah.
We haven't played. We played more fantasy than we played.
Yeah, we played more fantasy. But
I'm actually going to look. Let's see.
But there's the hard part is there's a lot of really cool high fantasy things coming out right now. Like like I will never regret playing Distal. I won't regret playing DC 20. Like we've done some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And there's even I don't regret playing Daggerheart. At some point I want to play MCDM.
That's
play Daggerheart again.
Those are future games. Like those
are future, right? Those are in the future, right?
Like Coriolis, Electric State, MCDM. Those are all way down the pike.
So out of 17 streams dedicated to playing games, 5 of the streams are modern or sci-fi. It's not bad. It's like almost a third. Actually, that's way better than I thought we were doing.
That is better than I thought we were doing.
Like, so complete abject failure is too stiff. Let's go with
no, but it wasn't the hey, here's the year of sci-fi, but sometimes you got to take what you're given. I'd still be okay trying the Blade Runner game, especially in the Year Zero engine.
I guess I just didn't realize this. The first time we actually started streaming was only back in August.
Yeah, we haven't been streaming for that long.
We have not been streaming that long.
Yeah, we've almost reached a year, and we're starting to get some engagement with the streaming.
Yeah. So here's a plug. If you guys want to see us stream our games, we're playing on Mondays. Right now we're doing DC 20. Now that we've tangentially, because we don't have a script, we just go wherever we feel like going. We all be playing on Mondays around 8:30 Pacific time. We do appreciate everybody that stops by, jumps in, lets us know if we've missed a rule, because obviously we're learning the game as we're playing. And we also want to say extra thank you for all those people that from all over the world, because apparently we had some global visitors last time around. So catch us on Mondays. We typically stream every week, although there will be some breaks obviously during the summer as we do other things, but we'll try to let you guys know when we're on well in advance. So with that, I think we can probably wrap up The Walking Dead tonight. Do you think we're good?
Yeah, I just my final thought is that if you're looking for a survival horror game like RPG and you want something that's a little more story forward, rules light, it's a great place to go. It's a fun game, and it's worth getting, I think.
Yeah.
Well, then go enjoy, pick up some Free League games, support publishers that are other than the big one. And I thought I was surprised we made it this far, Brent.
Other than he who should not be named, they who should not be named.
We made it so far into the episode, Brent, and you hadn't said a single darn thing. And I was like, is he just not going to say anything?
Nope.
He's just not going to do it.
Nope. No drinks tonight.
Okay, well, I mentioned it for Brent, so I guess Brent will have to do it next time.
Yep,
so with that, Jeff, tell them how they can talk with us if they're outside of comments and all that stuff.
Yeah, outside of comments, you can find us on social media. We are on Facebook, Threads, and Twitter. Find us by searching for @rolewise. You can email us, rollwiseguys@gmail.com.
Yeah, and as always, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for joining us along on this journey and having a conversation with us. As always, roll well, roll wise, and be safe out there. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Take care.